never met another nigga like me. Even if I die, you can't forget about me. I said you ain't never met a nigga like me, no.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Sophus. I typically don't do death battle reactions, and I probably never will again, but this one is kind of like, I just gotta see. For the sole fact that, for the most part, I don't disagree with most of the death battle outcomes. I see most of them. The only one I've ever really disagree with was the Gara and Toph one. That made no sense. Just for the sole fact that, like, if you look at what they can do, you have to also look at like their physical stats. And Toph is no better than like an Olympic athlete. You know what I mean? Gara is a damn ninja. He can vanish from your sight. He can do so many things. He's just stronger and faster than Toph. But for the sole fact that Gara can just use a giant sand tsunami and then great sand burial like an entire forest, is the fact that Toph should have lost that fight. What the fuck could she do to that? If he just giant sand tsunami, great sand burial, poof, everything, Toph would fucking die. But they had Toph win. It doesn't make any sense. And I love Avatar. There's nothing against Toph. I fucking love Avatar. That's nothing against Toph. But yeah, it just didn't make any sense. Gara most definitely should have won. But yeah, I enjoyed the last one he had, Doomsday and Hulk. Yeah, I get it. It's impossible for Goku to beat Superman. Like, I don't care what anyone says, but here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Erza's gonna win. Erza has no business beating Zoro in this, but I'm pretty sure Erza's going to win because they're gonna get her feats wrong. They're gonna say she's capable of some shit she's really not. Erza wins because of the plot. Like when she fought Azuma, she lost. When she fought Minerva, she lost. When she fought Kyoga, she lost. She lost those fights. She just won because Hiramashima said, well, fuck you, and then he just had her win. So, and just also, Zoro's just so much faster and so much stronger than Erza. So much so. Like, it's not even the same. Erza could swing her sword and cut a tree in half. Zoro can swing his sword and cut a damn mountain in half. That's the difference. That's how much. When Zoro was 19, this dude is crazy strong. This dude in Alabasta got crushed by a building, crushed by it. I mean, he was fighting Mr. One, and then pick it up. He picked it up and then he threw it. In Water 7, with absolutely no leverage, he couldn't even swing his arm. He was stuck inside of a chimney, flicked his wrist, and had enough strength in his wrist to slice an entire building in half vertically. Him and Luffy punched a hole in the tsunami, a literal hole in it. And see, the difference here is between One Piece and Fairy Tail. There's no magic, there's no key, there's no chakra, there's no reality, there's no spirit energy, there's none of that shit. It's just they just do it because they're just that fucking strong. Everything Zoro does is just him swinging his damn arms. When he sliced Pika in half, like 17 times, he was just swinging his damn arms. That's how strong he is. And they're just that crazy fast. Plus he has observation haki, and oh god. Zoro wins. He should. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have Erza win because she does bullshit feats and she just pulls victories out of her ass, but she's nowhere near as fast and nowhere near as strong as Zoro. She's not. Zoro would vanish from her sight and she would be split in half. He's done it too many times to too many people who are way faster than Erza. So, I mean, like, it doesn't make sense. It's not the same. He punched a hole in the tsunami when he was 19 years old. Like, that was before he trained with Mihawk. Oh god. Oh god. He destroyed Kaku's Sky Slicer. Like, come on. Let's see. I don't think they're gonna get Zoro's feats right. They won't calculate it right. They really won't. They're gonna underestimate everything he's done. They probably will, because Zoro is fucking insane. He's too crazy strong. But let's see. It's your boy, Sophus. Go. That's too loud.
Past, present, or future, one kind of fighter has stood the test of time. The swordsman.
And today's combatants are two of the most skilled warriors to ever wield a blade.
Roronoa Zoro, the feared swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates.
And Erza Scarlet, the battle mage of the Fairy Tale Guild.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
I just woke up, by the way.
and skills to find out who would win.
Okay. So they're gonna use the feet when he sliced Pika, and God.
As a child, Roronoa Zoro dreamed of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world.
Mountains. He can slice mountains in half.
He showed up, challenged
Casually.
then just sort of stuck.
Casually.
Zoro's
Like, it
dojo
takes
training
nothing out of him.
sharpened his natural talent with a sword.
It's not like some kind of power he has to muster up, and he has to, and then charge up his, no, he just swings his fucking arms, and then,
every single matchup.
she did. Queen of bust his ass every fight.
Damn, you think you would have gotten at least one in?
Despite the constant defeat, Kuina and Zoro were very close friends. Together, they promised that someday one of them would become the world's best swordsman.
And then she fell down some stairs and died, which just seems like an unacceptable way.
Humans
for
are
a
really
Mr.
fragile
Swordsman to
beings.
fight the
Not
best.
Zoro. Zoro had his stomach drilled out by Mr. One, then he had his throat slit, then he had his chest sliced open, in that order, and he got up. Oh my god.
After Kuina's death,
He had a bunch of rank kicks or tempest kicks rained down on him. Took all of them. He got sliced up like that. It's just not the same, dude. He got hit straight. Oars need him straight in the chest.
He became a bounty hunter and wandered around the ocean until he ran into
And he
a
still
weird,
took that.
sketchy pirate.
Then he took Luffy's. Luffy. He took all of Luffy's pain.
Actually worked out
On
pretty
top of
well
the pain
since
he already
Luffy
had
was
from
already
fighting
looking
Oars
to
and
hire
Kuma
him anyway.
and
Turns
Ryoma.
out Zoro has quite a reputation.
At this
Still
point, he
didn't
was
die.
already a master swordsman, and after fighting and training under Mihawk, his swordsmanship became legendary.
He created his own fighting style, Santoryu, also called three-sword style.
And look, I read One Piece and Fairy Tail every week, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Look, I love Fairy Tail, but like, it's not.
That doesn't seem
It's,
very safe.
oh god, she wouldn't stand a chance.
Don't care about safety.
Regardless, with the three-sword style, Zoro can perform several unique attacks, including the Onigiri, where he strikes with all three blades at once.
Or the Tatsumaki, where he makes a tornado dragon.
By swinging his swords a certain way, he can fire compressed air projectiles toward an opponent, like with his deadliest technique, the 1080-pound
Yeah, it's not his deadliest technique.
And last but not least, he knows the Kyutoryu 9-sword style.
Wait, did he just grow 4 more arms and 2 more heads? How the hell did he do that?
It's just an illusion, but it still somehow has physical presence.
He's like a human slap chop with a total of 9
Ooh,
swords.
he is.
In
He's
addition
a
to
slap
his skills
chop.
with a blade, Zoro is able to use Haki, a mysterious power that every living being possesses, but only a select few have learned how to use.
Hockey, much like Neapolitan ice cream, comes in 3 flavors, and Zoro only has access to chocolate and vanilla.
What the fuck? I guess, yeah, let's go.
Flavors is observation.
Observation hockey.
That's vanilla.
Of course.
Yes.
Which in some ways is similar to Spider-Man's Spidey sense.
They're very
Zoro
similar.
can sense the location of other people, even if they're invisible or far away, and can also predict most opponents' attacks.
Then
Yes.
chocolate, everyone's
He
favorite
could.
hockey flavor, is armament hockey. This lets him form an invisible armor around himself as protection, or harden his swords to make his strikes cut through almost anything.
With both Haki, Zoro has been a real asset to the Straw Hat Pirates. They've traveled the world and had a lot of weird adventures.
Like that time Zoro fought a literal living mountain man named Pika and sliced him clean in half.
In
A
half.
strike so powerful it didn't just cut through Pika, it sent his top half flying upward. Considering Pika's enormous size and approximate mass, this strike had to have been more powerful than the first ever deployed hydrogen bomb, the 11 megaton Castle Romeo.
Also, Zoro's
He cut him harder than a damn hydrogen
so
bomb.
quickly he seemed invisible to a room full of highly trained assassins.
Yes.
The odds are against him.
He beat 100 people in Whiskey Peak like nothing. He dodged bullets like it's nothing. It's not the... Erza does not stand a chance. I swear to God if Erza wins. I swear to God. Erza beats this monster. Erza is a person. Zoro is a monster.
He's still
He
speaking
bled
after that.
for like
That's
8 hours
another
straight.
Question. After a battle with Kuma, a bear man because this is One Piece, Zoro took on not only his own pain from near death, but also Luffy's, despite being told that doing so would surely kill him. But it just didn't.
And he doesn't even brag about it. What a badass.
No, you don't brag
Zoro
about
is
saving your
definitely
captain's
the
life.
stoic badass type, but he can't
No.
do everything. He's a sword fighter above all, and prefers to fight up close and personal.
He also has the world's shittiest sense of direction. He gets lost without someone there literally reading the map for him, and could never survive on his own without his friends.
You might think Zoro would be more of a lone wolf type of guy, but no. Much like how Kuina's death spurred him on to become a great swordsman, it's his friends who keep him fighting.
It is.
I set sail for only
It's just
one
like Zoro
reason,
told
to
Chopper.
meet you.
Teamwork isn't everybody fighting at the same time. It's everyone doing as much as they can and then passing the ball.
Erza Scarlet grew up in a small rural town called Rosemary Village. It was pretty picturesque as far as childhoods go.
Hold on,
She hardly
boys.
grew up there. She grew up in a damn cave.
Despite everything seeming perfect, something terrible happens.
A murderous cult attacked, destroyed the city, and enslaved the children to build a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
Yeah.
There it is.
Young Erza was tortured, and while she may have lost an eye in the process, she also gained a friend, Jalal Fernandez. He actually gave Erza her last name, Scarlet, after her red hair.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Erza ended up staging a revolt and saved the other slaves thanks to discovering her latent magical powers.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she had to go without him.
Fine, if you want to leave so badly, then I'm not going to stop you. But you have to go alone.
After that nightmare,
Sure.
Erza swore to dedicate her life to helping and protecting the innocent. And
I don't get the fairy
so
tale years. What the fuck is
fairy tale made her skill.
X765?
Luckily for them, she possessed a great skill set for a mage.
Her main thing is requip magic, which is basically like having an armory with you at all times, without having to lug it around.
Requip magic allows Erza to summon her.
I love how whenever
weapons,
Erza travels, she
armor,
carries
and
like
whip.
200 suitcases with her.
Use multiple combinations of swords,
But you can
and
change your clothes at will.
all in one
It-
fight without
oh,
ever
God.
really slowing down.
Damn, that'd be useful for all my weapons. How many's she packing?
She's rumored to have acted
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. And my camera just stopped recording. And we are back
as
and
many as
go.
100 sets of armor and 200 weapons.
Nice! As far as armor goes, her go-to is the standard Heart Cruise set. But there's also the Heaven's Wheel armor, where she can send swords flying at people. The
That one sucks. It never blocks anything.
And the Black Wind
It
and
never.
Empress armors, which have wings for flying.
Don't forget her giant armor, which she uses with a lance, purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor? I'm not really sure what purpose this serves.
Probably to make enemies terribly aroused. Ever tried to fight with an erection whiz? Believe me, it's not easy.
Right. Well, Erza claims her most powerful armor is the Armadura Fairy armor, which is very pink.
These are fancy
Her most
and all,
powerful
but
armor is that
sometimes
Nagamata,
Erza
whatever the
shooting
fuck it's
up.
called, armor.
If her back's
That
against
shit
the wall,
literally
Erza
cuts
equips
through
her
everything,
clothing.
even your magic.
This
It's the most
enhances her
bullshit.
speed and
Where did she
ability
get
to
that from?
defense, and channels all her magical energy into her katanas for a decisive blow.
She can charge magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even mixing and matching weapons and armors to better her chances in a fight.
She's also just really good at sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
She lost that damn fight. I don't care what anyone says.
Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever pass the S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly difficult gauntlet only the strongest and wisest of warriors can even attempt.
Speaking of achievements, she's pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
This cube was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it, Erza's lance must have dealt about 16 kilotons of force.
Hers is also fast enough to deflect bullets point blank from a flintlock pistol, guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour. And that's without a speed boost from her armor.
Still not stronger or faster than Zoro. Like, I don't care what anyone says. like, I'm fully aware of this. It's just the fact is, oh god, no.
That island's size, that's an explosion equivalent to 2 kilotons.
And the main problem is everything she does is an effect of her magic. If she has no magic, she can't do anything.
And has a shit ton of weapons?
Which means eventually she'll run out of magic. And Zoro doesn't run out of being a fucking goddamn monster.
Swapping them in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a mana bar in those fantasy games you always play.
Exactly. Though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand.
Yeah, you call that deadly? Zoro will kill her.
Another parallel universe.
That universe has a lot less clothing. Sign me up.
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job done no matter the limits.
I will withstand any physical pain.
The plot.
Protect the ones that I love.
Oh, thank God they didn't talk about her bullshit
Right,
plot victories.
set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
Like, god damn, that losing all, she lost all 5 of her senses in one. That shit pissed me off. All right, let's see. I know the fight doesn't really matter. Whatever happens in this fight.
Oh, sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of the shipyard? I've been looking around for hours.
Yeah, 320.
Aha! You're the one I'm looking for. Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe later.
320 million. You're gonna try.
This the hard way.
I told you I'm busy.
Okay, let's see. Let's go. All right,
Fine. Well, I guess we're doing
it's
this
on.
now.
It's on. It's on. I wonder what Zoro's doing in Wano right now with Law. See, that's the difference.
Whoa.
In fucking One Piece, when swordsmen fight, they don't just cut each other, they cut everything around them.
Neat trick.
How do you have all these different sprites of all these different armors? That's crazy. Did somebody make them or something? No, Zoro literally set himself on fire when he fought Mr. 5. He did. It's called the Yaki Onigiri. It did nothing to him. If Zoro loses, I expect Erza to win just because of all her bullshit plot devices. But if Zoro loses, I swear to God, like, you will see a wreck.
You are strong, pirate. But this is true strength.
Was that a 1080-pound cannon?
Fool. Nothing is worse than the loss of
Please.
life.
Don't start
Please,
crying.
put the headband on.
What?
Put the headband on. Put the headband in on Onigiri this girl.
No. I can do this. I will claim this bounty for my
This should be the... Oh god, shut up with the friendship nonsense.
Bring it on.
Kyotoryu. Asha.
You're not the only one who fights for their friends.
Oh god. This... Erza better not win. Yes! Sliced her clean in half. That's what would happen at the beginning of this fight. Thank you, Screw Attack. Thank you for understanding. Let's hear the explanation.
Jesus! Talk about a killing blow!
In the past, Erza could react to projectiles
Not impressive.
500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. U.S. Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So, in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds. That's
Damn.
close to 9,000
And that was when he
miles
was
per hour.
19.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet. Erza didn't really rely on speed anyway, and there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide gap.
Speaking of her armor, Erza did have more options in defense and weaponry. Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed in
True.
the damage dealt.
Erza could withstand hits of about 2 kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was equivalent to 11.5
11.
megatons. That's about 6,000 times bigger
Yes.
than anything Erza has survived. And while Erza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's nine-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear hard clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense. This sounded like a good idea on paper, but close-range combat
Yes.
was Zoro's bread and butter.
Urza was mostly self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro had
And
used
Mihawk.
swords all his life. Even with the greatest sword
The
in the
dude who
world,
sliced mountains in half like a, you saw that big ass glacier? Mihawk, scoom.
She won't be taking
Yes, it
the
is.
winner is Roronoa Zoro.
He has the Wado Ichimonji, he has the Sandai Kitetsu, he has the Shushui, he wins. Nobody can break Death Battle. Except for one man. Who is it? They already did Deadpool. Alright, whatever. Okay, that's it. That's over. Alright.
I'm Ben, I play Wiz, and next time, Deadpool is back.
Screw attack.
God. And we're doing something a little different this time. We're going to be announcing his opponent on the Death Battle cast.
Which, if you haven't heard, is a thing. We launched a podcast around
Yeah.
Death Battle.
Yeah, I don't know what, I mean,
A
yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah, screw attack, yeah. Nice. It was, thank you for using logic and reason. I don't know why you think Toph would have beat Gara, but outside of that, you have once again proved you kind of know what the hell you're talking about. Thank you for researching and actually looking into Zoro's feats. You didn't mention him punching a damn hole in a tsunami, but whatever. You didn't mention him slicing that building, but there's so many things you didn't mention Zoro doing, but you might as well just go with his top feats, which is, at the moment, so casual. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. It should, I just, it was a good, Erza tried. She put up a good fight, but she would never beat Zoro. Like, she would never. No one in fair, no, she would never beat Zoro. No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. Like, I don't know what else to say here. That's it. It's your boy. It's a sophist. Zoro was king. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.